Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Kishane Thompson's 2025 campaign has carried the urgency of a man correcting the fine print of last year after the heartbreak of his razor-thin defeat to Noah Lyles in Paris. The Jamaican sprinter opened this season with a string of polished performances that restored his place at the top of the world lists. His 9.75-second run at the Jamaican trials in June remains the fastest time of the year and the sixth quickest ever recorded. Yet, just as anticipation for his head-to-head duels with Lyles reached its peak, Thompson's plans have taken an unexpected turn. That Paris rematch finally arrived in Cilicia on August 16th this year. In front of a packed stadium, Thompson surged from the blocks, forcing Lyles to chase the American close hard, but not quickly enough, and Thompson crossed first in 9.87 seconds, equaling the meet record. Lyles posted 9.90 in second, his best of the season. Kenny Bednar followed in 9.96, tied with Christian Coleman. Thompson's victory was decisive, but it was also unfinished business. Fans circled August 20th on the calendar, expecting to see the rivalry resume in Lausanne. Instead, the season's direction changed. Thompson withdrew from the Lausanne Diamond League, and according to multiple reports, will not contest any remaining Diamond League events this year. Kishane Thompson has pulled out of the Lausanne Diamond League and won't be competing in any more of the Diamond Leagues this season. I suspect the next time we'll see him compete is September 13th in the 100m heats at the Tokyo World Championships. The Inside Lane reporter Lillian shared on her official X account the explanation as provided with shin discomfort and ailment significant enough to force a pause at the very point when momentum and storylines were converging. The numbers tell part of the story. Thompson has now won 7 straight 100m races this season, 5 of them under 10 seconds. His 9.88 at the Races Grand Prix and 9.85 at the Prefontaine Classic confirmed his consistency against world-class fields. His perfect record in 2025 gave every appearance of a man sharpening for Tokyo while retaining enough control to measure his efforts. The withdrawal, then, represents less an abandonment of form than a recalibration of timing. With less than a month before the World Championships, the calculus of risk is clear. The immediate consequence is that the Diamond League loses its most compelling attraction of the summer. Lausanne was set for another clash between Thompson and Lyles, a battle that will now be postponed until Tokyo. There, beginning with the heats on September 13th, the world will see if Thompson's restraint pays off. For the moment, the season's fastest man has stepped away from the circuit, preserving his unbeaten run and leaving his next chapter to unfold in Japan. However, amid this, Thompson's pointed remark about No Joe turned into action as he defeated him in Cilicia. Kishane Thompson backs up pointed words with victory over Noah Lyles in Cilicia. Kishane Thompson arrived in Cilicia carrying more than just the weight of expectation. He carried words that had already unsettled the conversation. In Budapest only days before, he remarked with a relaxed air, "Budapest is just a nice vibe. I just want to come out here and get some battle experience and have fun. To hear that I'm the world's fastest man, it's a joyful feeling. I think some people brag about it more than I do. I'm not a bragger." The line, delivered without visible strain, struck as a gentle provocation, one that lingered in the space between confidence and challenge. The timing of those words could not have been more precise. Noah Lyles, long accustomed to the status of reigning figurehead, entered the same weekend poised to extend his championship authority. Thompson's statement did not simply position him as content with his role. It drew attention to the distinction between speed, achieved in the present season, and titles accumulated over years. The phrase, "I'm not a bragger," carried resonance, implying that others, by contrast, may live comfortably in their declarations, even without naming his rival. The audience discerned who stood in the line of suggestion. When the two men met on the track, it was Thompson who emerged with a performance to validate his earlier words. The quiet assertion in Budapest translated into a decisive outcome, transforming what had seemed a measured remark into a calculated foreshadowing. Lyles retained his mantle as a decorated champion, but the victory in Cilicia belonged to Kishane Thompson, who demonstrated that a pointed observation, when coupled with execution, can alter not only the perception of rivalry but the narrative of a season. Track and field thrives on rivalries. It's the face-to-face duels that set the stadium alight. The moments when two titans line up and the world holds its breath. That's why the news of Kishane Thompson's sudden retirement from the Diamond League season has rippled like an earthquake through the sprinting world. Not only does it remove one of the fastest men on the planet from the equation, but it also cancels one of the sport's most anticipated showdowns, Thompson versus Noah Lyles. For weeks, fans circled this race on the calendar. The build-up promised fireworks. Lyles, the charismatic American who thrives in the spotlight, against Thompson, the Jamaican breakout star whose raw speed had made even veterans nervous. It was billed as the kind of head-to-head that could define the season. Now, with one sudden decision, it is gone. The announcement that shocked fans. Reports began to circulate late Friday night. Thompson, just 23 and fresh off a string of impressive sub-9.9 runs, had informed his camp that he was stepping away from the Diamond League season. His reasoning, according to early sources, was a combination of lingering injury, concerns, and desire to reset mentally before the 2025 World Championships. The language was measured, but the impact was immediate. Track Twitter or X exploded with hashtags like #Kishane retires and #Noah versus Kishane, trending within hours. Fans flooded comment sections with disbelief. We were robbed of the race of the year. First shocker drama, now this track and field can't catch a break. Noah Lyles is the showman, but Kishane was a threat. Without him, the season feels incomplete. The duel that won't be. This wasn't just any race that got cancelled. This was supposed to be a collision of two sprinters in their prime, two styles, clashing on the track. Noah Lyles, the reigning world champion, thrives on rhythm, confidence, and bravado. He doesn't just run, he performs. Every step down the straightaway feels choreographed to match his swagger. Kishane Thompson, quiet but lethal, represented the Jamaican tradition of devastating top-end speed. His acceleration phases had started to mimic those of Usain Bolt, smooth, controlled, and then unstoppable. When they were announced in the same heat, fans salivated at the thought. Would Lyles' flamboyance overpower Thompson's rising consistency, or would the Jamaican quiet the crowd with pure execution instead? That question will remain unanswered, at least for this season. Impact on Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles had been vocal in recent weeks about wanting real challenges. Thanks for watching.